Okay, moment of truth. This is the one that I wanted to open up to begin with. I left it for the end. Our biscuit joiner. Okay, comes in a case. Nothing else in there. Okay, comes in a plastic case here. Okay, let's take everything out. Nice. Comes with some biscuits. Different size. We have a 0. Okay, we have a few here. 0, 10, and number 20. Your manual and our tool and our dust collecting bag and a piece of cardboard. Now our dust bag, I'm a little disappointed because it's a very small bag. Which was a little bit bigger, but if I'm using this in the shop, I'll most likely keep that off and just connect the shop vac to this end. So you can see this end has the groove, connects right there. It has like a, to keep it on a flat surface. I like that it came with a few biscuits as well. I didn't know that the tool came with that, and I had purchased this one. This is a bag of the number 10. I paid $5 for 100. It also comes with a spanner wrench, a plastic handle, and this handle is all rubber. This is all rubber here. Our trigger. This trigger has a safety feature because you cannot press it unless you pull down on this, and now you can use the tool. I like that. And on both sides you have a carbon brush cover. And here we have an angle ruler and an angle adjusting knob. Here we have our spindle lock button, and that's, I assume, to change the blade. Here we have our height fence, our height adjustment locking knob. Now, if you could see this Phillip head bolt here, that's called your depth stop bolt. So I'm assuming from the factory that already comes calibrated. So for now, leave that alone. Because on this side is your depth adjustment dial. As an example, let's say you want to use your number 0 biscuit. This arrow here indicates that you're set to number 0. So as you're using your tool, you will stop exactly on the 0 mark. And if you want to use your number 20 biscuit, then you tune it to number 20, and it's a different depth. That's why I say it should already come calibrated from the factory, so don't play with that unless you see something's wrong. Now they're calling this your angle fence. And that all moves when you want to adjust your settings. On the bottom here, we have our base plate. Let's remove that. And your base plate screws come with some O-rings. And this is a nice thick base plate. You see there? Yeah. And to change the blade, you just press down on your spindle button. You kind of feel when it locks in place. So it's already locked there. Take your fancy tool that they provide you. You can remove your blade. But we're not going to do that because the blade's brand new. There's no need for that. We're going to reuse this 2x4 that we were using with the planer. I'm going to go ahead and cut this right down the middle. I have my two pieces now, so I'm thinking of connecting them like this. And this is just for testing purpose only. I'm not going to make anything out of this. So I'm going to try to clamp this piece down, make some marks on my table so I know where to put this one when it's up next. But had I been making something and I needed to do some biscuits, I'll probably create some type of jig for it. I have my piece now clamped down. I marked where I want my biscuits to go. We need to line it up from here to there. I adjusted the height. Okay. Now I did notice this. So there's a little play there. I don't know if that's gonna affect it in any way. I was looking online and somebody had complained about it that it's very smoky when you use it. I don't know what they meant by that, but we'll find out. Okay, I have it lined up. Okay, got our next piece of wood here. So far, so good. Now for the next cut, I made a mark in the center, and I'm going to try to make our cut in the center here. Now I'm not sure if you can see this. It's an arrow facing downward, and we're going to set this to 1.25 inches. And now, without clamping it down, I'm going to try to make my marks. Okay, right there. Oh, we need power. It'll work if we plug it in. Let's do that again. Okay. Okay. As for the person that said it was smoky, I smell what they're talking about now. It's just basically the wood. If you look inside, you can see it's kind of like the wood looks a little burnt. Here's our other piece. Is it the quality of the blade? I don't know. This is the first biscuit joiner I've ever purchased. If you own a different type of biscuit joiner and you don't see this type of problem, leave me a comment. I'm curious. But it cuts. Let's place our number 10s in here. Okay. Okay, without no glue, let's do a dry fit. I'm just curious. Nice. Okay. And it gives you play because you can go up and down. Looks good. The lines line up. And of course, it's not a tight seam. It's a 2x4. We're not making furniture right now. Now let's glue our pieces together here. Got our glue bot. And supposedly, when you put the biscuits in, they start to swell, if I understand. So they say have a mallet ready. Or not swell, expand. Okay, cool. And we got our piece clamped. And our cable length is 76 inches. So a little bit longer than the other tools. As for the dust bag, it did a great job. The tool just spits all that right into the bag. Because I have no sawdust anywhere. Now for likes and dislikes, mostly likes. It's a very powerful tool. I was a little skeptical at first because of the bag, how small it was, but everything just shot right in there. I only made a few cuts, but I can see that if I hook up a shop vac to this, I'm not going to have a dust storm in shop. I like the adjustments. I was a little iffy when I saw it like shake side to side, but that didn't affect the performance of the tool at all. I like that it does come with its own hard case, but I don't like the latching system. It seems flimsy, it's plastic. I think eventually that'll break. If you compare it with this latching system, this is gonna last you a long time. But as for this, could have been better. And if you look at where these two pieces connect, there's no real hinge. It's just a thin piece of plastic. Just plastic. As for a hard case like this, it actually has a hinge with a metal rod that holds them together. But we got to keep in mind that the tool, I only paid $50 for this. At least it did come with some type of case. And those are ways that probably WEN keeps their prices down. But as for the tool, I love it. 2 thumbs up. Well, there you have it. That's my unboxing and tool review on these 3 products. Perhaps you were in the market and you were curious about how these tools look and perform, and hopefully this video helps you decide whether you want to make this purchase. This is not a sponsored video. I purchased this with my own money, but I am Amazon affiliated. If you make a purchase through the link I provide at the bottom, I get a small kickback at absolutely no cost to you. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another Handyman Land video. Today's video, I have 3. It's 2 fingers. 3, 2, 1. What I purchased the tool for is when I'm Should I even say the story? I don't know. What's that? So, if you stood to the very end, and you're gonna hear a story. I almost died when the night that I finished filming and I said to be continued for the next day. When I stepped out that door, I was done. I cleaned up. I did a few things. I was done for the day. And I walked out that door. I closed the door. Usually I have my headlamp with me. I didn't have my headlamp with me. I didn't have my pistol with me. And when I walked out that door, I took literally about 3 steps, and I wasn't paying attention to my surroundings. There was a buck, at least over 300-pound buck, standing in front of my face. The thing was so close I could have puckered up and kissed it. That's how close it was to me. And I froze, the buck froze, we were both like stuck, like, oh shit, I didn't expect to see this person here. And so all I did was I stepped back so I could get some footing, because I didn't know if this huge creature was going to tackle me. And I'm kind of sizing it up because what can I do? I didn't have my pistol with me. I didn't even have a light with me. It was dark, but it was enough moonlight that you could actually see that we're standing in front of each other. So I kind of sized this creature up to, I didn't know what I was gonna do. Grab its antlers if it came at me. That was the only thing I could do. It was still gonna stomp the crap out of me if it wanted to. So we were just stuck staring at each other, and the only thing I could think of, I mean, it probably was seconds. It felt like minutes of us just staring at each other. So I just reached and was going to like grab it, then I changed my mind and I just yelled out real loud to try to make myself look bigger than what I actually am. And it took off running. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, that's it. I need to put some motion sensing lights out there for that not to happen again. The thing is that I have the freaking thing in a box and I haven't even bothered putting it up yet. And I need to leave my headlamps here, 1 or 2, and stop leaving them in the house and have them charged like that because what would have happened? I don't know. Does somebody know? Would have it charged at me? I don't know. It was stuck. Like if I was the headlights of a car, because it was just staring at me. I don't know. That was just crazy. Why are you quiet in the corner over there? You don't want your voice to be heard? Anyway, well, if you stood to the very end, you got to hear the little story, and you got to see when we just finished cleaning up the table and put the 3 WEN tools away, and you're getting a sneak peek of what's the next one. This is the 10-inch drill press. So, well, if you stood to the very end, then you're obviously a fan of the Handyman Land channel. I appreciate you, and thank you for watching, and subscribe and share to your friends. You have a good one. You can turn that camera off now.